you're this little baker guy trying to pursue this huge dodo bird that's stolen your donut. Why? Shut up, it's an arcade game. You don't care about why. What's up, folks, and welcome to Indie Ramble. Yes, indeed, this is an Indie Ramble, not a retro ramble, though you could be very much forgiven for thinking otherwise. And this is a really interesting title that came across my radar thanks to friend of the channel and keeper of the leaderboard All Life and All Things, Van Alphen. I've found a lot of cool stuff thanks to him, and this is no exception to that. So, yes, this is Donut Dodo, and it comes to us from a one-person developer, largely one-person developer called Pixel Games, who has so far put out 3 different titles that are all very different from each other, but all play great, are relatively inexpensive, and are all based around really kick-ass pixel art. This is his most recent offering. I may cover the other 2 that he's put out as well. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see that, and definitely let me know what you think about this one as well. And, well, this game is a real gem. I've seen it referred to as if somebody found a prototype arcade board from the 80s somewhere of an amazing game that was completed and never released. That's really what this feels like, even though it's a brand new offering. And this is an arcade game through and through. It's about score attack. It's about being much more challenging than in quantity of content, and it's addicting as all hell. I've been loving this game. So it is a score attack title. As you can see, it draws inspirations from a lot of classic retro titles without necessarily being any one of those. So it's a little bit Donkey Kong, a little bit Mario Brothers, maybe even a little bit Bubble Bobble, things like that. You know, it's a lot of different things, but it's got its own personality. And so the idea of it is, so all of the games made by Pixel Games have ridiculous premises and characters, and that's kind of what I love about it. And the point of this one is that you're this little baker guy trying to pursue this huge dodo bird that's stolen your donut. Why? Shut up, it's an arcade game. You don't care about why. And along the way, you're going to have to deal with different types of enemies in different levels, including, as you saw in the last one, a sentient toilet that chases you. Screw Flushy, seriously. And in this level, you've got these fireballs, as well as these mice that go back and forth, and as well as the dodo himself. And your aim here is you got to collect all your little donuts to basically make the big donut collectible, and then you got to do that, and you've got to do it as fast as you can to maximize your score. And you may also see here that I'm pursuing the little donuts in a particular order. Yeah, so you can just go for them in any order you want if you want to finish the level quickly. But if you want to score high, and you're going to see that this game has a very high default high score that I haven't actually beaten yet, what you have to do is collect the donuts in the order that they flash, which is randomized every play. And the reason you want to do that is because by collecting the flashing donuts in order, you increase a multiplier. And that multiplier, if you've been watching the score in this playthrough, will add up very, very quickly. But at the same time, you want to weigh that against your bonus timer as well, which is just an extra pile of points that you get when the level finishes. That's very much a Donkey Kong kind of thing. And you want to try to get that as high as you can as well. So it's very much a push and pull element here to do that. And there you go. You've seen how that goes. And you will get extra lives every X amount of points. And you have to avoid the enemies. You have no means of combating anything or taking anything out. You touch something, that's it. It's game over. And as you can see, the levels get increasingly more complicated as you go, and getting all the donuts in the best combo order is going to require some real work. And in order to score high in this game, which is your principal aim, it's going to take a lot of practice. This game is not easy. It is what I call old school arcade hard. And as you can see, there's also bonus fruits. Very much, oh my god, I didn't even know you could do that. I didn't know you could share a platform with the dodo. Whoa. And if you want to score high in this, you've got to really practice at this. This game is rock hard. It is old school arcade hard, as I said. That's what I call it. It plays like a game that's designed to suck in your money. And it's going to require a huge amount of practice and a huge amount of work and patience to get truly good at it. I'm going to tell you right now, I haven't even beaten the easy mode of this yet. This has 5 stages plus a bonus stage, and I haven't even beaten the easy one yet. And to beat the easy one, you have to do 2 rounds. And then you unlock the hard mode, and then there's additional modes beyond that. This, you have got to memorize, and even memorizing the pattern, though, which was the thing that you were able to do in a lot of old school arcade games, doesn't really work here because, again, if you want to maximize your score, you got to collect the donuts in order, and that order is random. So it's never going to be the same way twice. So some runs, it may behoove you to actually get some donuts out of order and try to maximize the bonus if you want. You know, you really have to sort of figure that out for yourself and get it as you go. And like a lot of score attack games, sometimes you just have a bad run and there ain't nothing you can do about it, you know, and you just gotta suck it up and go and start over. And the game does make that very easy if you want to do that. But this is one of those titles where it is so rewarding when you nail it that you don't care about how hard it is, and it has that incredible just one more go type thing. A game of this only takes a few minutes, and that's what's great about it. I've been playing this game in little bits during my IT job. I've been playing this in little bits here and there in between tickets or on my breaks or whatever, because it doesn't require, you know, if you definitely get in the zone, it could benefit you to play it a little bit longer at a stretch, but you don't have to. And you can put, in fact, this might be one of the highest scoring runs I've ever gotten so far. This is really what you want to, you really want to practice this and get good at it, and it doesn't take a lot of time to do a run. So while it will require a lot of practice, you don't have to put in hours at a time to feel like you've improved. And that's what's great about it. And because of those higher difficulty levels, this is a game that you could put hours and hours into. And with the online leaderboards that it does have, you can get, you know, you could compete to be the best in the world if you really wanted to. And I will show you the online leaderboards in this. They're not bad. I do wish they had a little bit more flexibility in terms of letting you scroll through them. And I do, as I will say every time and then some, I do wish they had replays in them. I know replays are not the easiest system in the world to implement, especially for tiny devs, so I'm not going to fault a developer directly for not having that capability in the game, but it's just for learning how to get really good and at a game and really maximize your run in it and to learn from the best, you know, that's what I like that type of thing for. Damn it, Flushy. And that's the end of me. So I do wish it had that, but I will show you the leaderboards here. And I mean, obviously, as a retro nut, I love the look of this game. I love it. It nails the 8-bit arcade aesthetic perfectly. I love this side art. I think it looks great. The music in this game is some of the best chiptunes I've ever seen. It's ultra high energy, and it gets you psyched and it gets you pumped. Cosmic Gem, who did the music for this, I've never heard of before this. They're a fellow Canadian, which is awesome, but they are a massive talent, and I hope they do a lot more stuff going forward because, dude, you have got it going on. So as you see here, you can change the bezel around like a lot of retro compilations or whatnot. You can turn flashing and shaking off, which is nice. Control your vibration on your controller. There is a CRT filter, a couple of them, which is cool. I usually turn these off. You can change your screen ratio as well if you like, which is really nice. So, and you can reset the local leaderboards, which is kind of cool as well. This does have both, even though it says online there. So there we go. So what this does is there are online leaderboards for every mode, which is great. But what I do wish, and it does show the last week, which I also think is kind of cool, and it shows you where you land. But I wish there was a way to actually scroll through these, because again, it only shows the top 10 and then where you are. And having the ability to scroll through the rest of it, again, to see where you compare and what the next number is, the next number of slots is above you, would always be really nice. You know, those are the little things I like to see. But you know what? This game has online leaderboards where a lot of games wouldn't. So I can, and this is made by a single person. I can only be so picky, right? But I don't think this game would be nearly as good as it is if it didn't have this absolutely pixel perfect retro aesthetic. The look, the colors, the music. This feels like a game that could have absolutely been on the NES. And who knows, this might be one of those titles where, with the limitations it's running into, maybe you could even port it to the NES and get it working there. I'm just telling you, Pixel, if you do one of those things where you actually make an NES version of the game and put out like a limited cartridge run for people to play it on there, I'm in. You tell me, bro, I will pre-order that right now. So, and the chiptune music in this, again, it doesn't sound like it's kind of like what I call chiptune plus, where it's clearly something that's inspired by the NES, but that it has technical liberties taken where it couldn't run on an NES. It does more than the NES can do. This sounds like it could run on an NES. And making stuff that's this complex and layered and high energy that could potentially run on an actual NES is an incredible talent. There were only a handful of games on that system that had soundtracks this good. And I think it's truly an incredible effort. And I think this game, more than Pixel's other stuff, but definitely all of his games that I have played so far have been incredibly high quality and made by someone who understands what he's trying to emulate. He's not trying to make an old school NES style game because he thinks that's a trend or that's kind of what people are into, or even because it's easy. Because, I mean, it's probably easier than some other genres of games, but it's certainly not that easy to make any game. And but it feels like he's making these because he loves this stuff and he wants to pay homage to this style of game with his own twist on it. And that's the best type of thing to see done with this type of game. Someone who is making a retro-inspired title because they love what it's coming off of, and it's like, I want to make something like that. And this is clearly what he's got. This guy has some mad talent. I'm a little annoyed I only found out about him now, though he's been cranking out these games pretty quick. I think the first of his 3 titles came out in 2021. So, he doesn't take long between titles. So, but I do wish I'd found out about him sooner because, man, this stuff is great. So, there's not much more else to show you here, honestly. If you like rock-hard, arcade-style score attack games, just don't even bother watching anymore. Get this right now. I think you'll be very pleased with it. If this is not your jam, this could sell you on it, but it probably won't. And if you don't like stuff that's hard and demands that you replay a lot and practice and get good, this is not going to be your jam either. This is something where I'm going to have to put in a lot of hours to get good at this. But that's the thing. I want to. Because the experience of playing this has just been so good. I mean, I've got the friggin' soundtrack to this game stuck in my damn head now. I have for several days now. Which, to be honest, is the greatest compliment. Even if it's destroying my brain from the inside. But this is something that I'm enjoying so much that I want to just keep playing it. And I want to get good. And I want that adrenaline hit of knowing that I've beaten my best score again, and that I've climbed up a few notches on the leaderboard. Will I ever be able to compete with friggin', god tier super beings like Van Alphen? No. Van Alphen just operates at a level of humanity that I can't operate at. And despite how humble he is about it, I make fun, but he's very humble about his insane leaderboard achievements. Will I ever be at that level? No, but it feels good every time I feel like I'm making a tiny little bit of progress towards that. You know what I mean? And that's who this game is for. Pixel knew exactly who he was trying to appeal to with this, and I think he nailed it. So kudos to him. I have been enjoying the heck out of this game. It's a ton of fun, and it's also not a lot of money, which is even better. So go grab this, and like I said, let me know in the comments what you think of this game, and also if you do want me to cover his other 2 offerings that are out there, because yes, they're not the brand newest things, but they're still, I think they're still pretty cool, and I'm curious if you guys are interested in seeing them. So that is Donut Dodo. It is out now. I love it. If you like this kind of game at all, I think you will love it too, so you should go get it right now. So thank you very much for watching, everybody. I do appreciate it. If you like what you saw here, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, click the bell, all the normal YouTube things. Like I said, leave a comment down below, tell me what you think. And as always, you can follow me over at twitch.tv/pxabstraction for multiple variety streams a week. I cover other retro and indie games over there, including a lot of things that are better suited to streaming than YouTube. We have a fantastic little community over there, and I would love to see you be a part of it. Thanks again, everybody, and I'll see you on the next Indie Ramble. You folks have yourselves a good one. Take her easy.